Hi everyone, it's Miss Kate.
And Miss Hazel.
Hi, today we are going to do something I think is really fun. We're going to use oil pastels. We're going to be inspired by an artist whose name was Paul Klee. He was a Swiss-born artist. He did a lot of cubism and expressionism and abstract work. But today we're inspired by one particular painting, and this is my version of what that could look like. So we're going to look at this, but we're also going to be learning to blend some of our oil pastels. So I'm going to quickly show you what I did. So I just took a plain piece of paper and I drew in, I'm drawing in pencil first because I think that will be easier for this. So I drew sort of a large head. Actually, it could have even been bigger. And then a rectangular neck and kind of rounded shoulders. Let me see it kind of, I don't know if you can see that very well in the pencil, but this is what it would start to look like. And then I'm going to take my permanent marker and go over my lines. And I'm not even going over them perfectly. I'm going to go over them. And I used pencil just in case I started and I didn't really like it. Now here comes,
always a good idea.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't worry about it, but today I felt like I wanted to do that. I'm going to actually erase the lines that I missed. So when I went over it, I didn't really go over it very well. Okay, so then we've got all of that. And now we're ready to go. Now to draw the lines, I'm using a ruler. Pretty easy. Oh, actually, I almost forgot the most important part, a face. So I'm going to draw some eyes for this person here. And I don't know if it's a man or woman because it doesn't really matter in this case. So I just drew eyes like this. Let me turn this upside down so you can see. A simple nose, a mouth. And remember, a mouth has an upper lip and a lower lip. In case you forgot that part. And then we're just going to draw the iris of the eye, and we're not going to worry about the pupils in this case. So here's a pretty simple face. Now I get to take my ruler, and I'm going to draw some lines because when I go over with the oil pastels, I'm going to use different colors in the different spaces. And this part you can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. It could be whatever you feel like doing with your lines. I just think it's sort of fun. So I'm going to draw some quick lines. And then I'm going to start the coloring in part, which is super fun. Have you used oil pastels before? It's kind of like using crayons, but with oil pastels you can blend them, which is not, I don't even know if it's possible with crayons, to be honest. I don't know. Okay, so now you see I've got all these different sections, and in each section I'm going to put a different color. I'm going to use a tissue to blend. You can also use a paper towel, but I actually had a tissue here on the table, so that's what I'm using. And then I will start using some color. So right now I'm going to take an orange, and I'm going to choose this section right here to color in. And I'm going to do some nice coloring so you can see that. But then watch what happens when I take my tissue. I can rub it. I don't know if you saw our videos about using charcoal. It's sort of the same thing that we're going to be doing. I'm just going to blend it in. You can also, like I said, you can use your finger to do this. But then your finger gets a little bit messed up and it might then spread color where you didn't want it. Now the other fun thing you can do with oil pastels is you could put in a color. Like I'm going to start with this red right here. I'm going to go over this, and then I am going to take this very light yellow and I'm going to add some yellow over the red, and then I'm going to blend those two together. And we know that red and yellow makes orange, but let's see what this turns out to be. I got a little bit on the outside, but that'll be okay because I will color that in later. So it still looks fairly red, but you can see some of the yellow in there. So I'm going to keep working on this until I've filled the whole thing with color. And I'll show you this one. So here at the end, I decided, and you can do whatever you want to do in terms of color, but at the very end I decided that I wanted all to be this color blue. So I went all the way around, but I did it after, and I'm going to tell you why, because if you see here where I blended, Some of my red went over the lines there because I moved the red over the Sharpie line. But when I used the blue to go over it, I could cover those lines up if I didn't like them. And there you go. Inspired by the artist Paul Klee. If you look him up online, you'll learn a lot about him. There's so many paintings. He painted over 10,000, I think. I have to look at that. 10,000 paintings in a really short amount of time. Some of them are drawings, but they're pretty cool. So have fun with that. And if you do any of this work, would you please send us a photo? You could put it on Instagram with, put at Alameda Arts Fun, and then we'll be able to see it because we'd love that. And hope you come see us again. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.